Welcome to the Saturday Morning Breakfast Mix, where we highlight the highs and lows of a particular Saturday morning cartoon and maybe some weekday ones that I, as well as many of us, grew up with, and to show why these awesome Saturday morning cartoons made weekends and weekdays just the best, and why seeing them now instantly brings back glorious memories of those carefree childhood days. When a solar flare wreaks havoc on his botanical experiments, a brilliant scientist is forced to flee from his accidental creations who have one goal: intergalactic domination throughout the universe. This band of ruthless mutated plant life, calling themselves the Monster Minds, are now on the hunt for the mysterious magical root amulet, all the while ensuring dominance across the galaxy with the help of their leader, Sawboss. Now it's up to Jayce, joined by his valiant Lightning League, to reunite with his father and combine the two halves of the magic root amulet in order to finally purge the universe of Sawboss and his army forever. This is his story.
Thundering across the stars to save the universe from the monster minds, Jayce searches for his father to unite the magic root and lead his Lightning League to victory over the changing form of Sawboss. Wheeled warriors explode into battle. Lightning strikes.
There's a power that comes from deep inside of you. Since every day reaching toward the light, and you know there's a long way ahead of you. But when your wheels get you there, things will turn out right. Just keep on turning, don't stop rolling. The fire is on. We're warriors. The drum's burning, our wheels moving. We're warriors. Come take a chance, keep on turning, don't stop rolling. The fire is on. We're warriors. The drum's burning, our wheels moving. We're warriors. We're warriors.
Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors is a French North American animated TV show which first aired on September 16, 1985 until April 27th of 1986. It was produced by Deke Entertainment and animated by Japanese animation studios Sunrise, Shaft, Studio Giants, Studio Look, and Swan Productions, although surprisingly the studios went uncredited. The show, which spawned 65 30-minute episodes, was created to support Mattel's toy line of the same name, which was simply called Wheeled Warriors. The show features an ongoing plot. However, like many shows made at this time, it never had a series finale, let alone get renewed for a new season, resulting in that plot being completely unresolved. The show featured two dueling factions. One of these factions was named the Lightning League and consisted of human characters which were led by the titular hero Jayce. On the other side, we had the Monster Minds, who are led by the evil Sawboss, whose influence reaches vast planets, resulting in him becoming the ruler of any planet he and his army set their eyes on. Using his drill vines, no planet is too far for Sawboss and his army to find Jayce and retrieve the magical root to ensure his dominance across the galaxy. The plot concerns Jayce, son of Aldrich, and his quest to find his father. The backstory is that Aldrich was a botanist who did several experiments with biotechnology, one of which blossomed and became a young humanoid girl named Flora. Aldrich had also created a miracle crop that could thrive in any environment and was intended to end galactic hunger. However, a burst of radiation generated by a sudden solar flare mutated his plant into an evil sentient being and changed other plants around Aldrich's laboratory into similar creatures, who collectively became known as the Monster Minds and referred to their leader as Sawboss. Aldrich manages to create a magical root that can destroy the Monster Minds, but is forced to flee before he can complete the task, after which the Monster Minds turn Aldrich's laboratory into their headquarters, which can teleport into other places by means of a mysterious power source known as the Power of the Black Light. Aldrich keeps half of the root to himself and gives the other half to his servant, Un, whom he sends to serve Jayce. Thus, Jayce and his Lightning League friends, consisting of an old and wise wizard named Gillian, a girl named Flora who could communicate with plants, and an intergalactic traveling merchant named Herc Storm Sailor. Together, they are constantly on a quest to find Aldrich and combine the halves of the root, because when fused, it would revert the evil creations and their machinations back to harmless vegetation. It is now up to Jayce and his friends to search the universe and find his father before the monster minds take over the universe and devour the natural resources along the way, leaving no hope for humanity. It is with the magical ring of leadership that Jayce is now the leader of the Lightning League, a legendary band of heroes that many years ago had guided those to freedom during their time of need. The ring itself had more power than anyone could imagine, but only if the wearer's heart and purpose are pure. It is with that Jayce vows to find his father and rid the madness that is Sawboss and his monster minds for peace throughout the galaxy. Most of the episodes were written by French writer John Chapelain and Haskell Barkin. The producer of the series was J. Michael Straczynski and features a theme song written by Haim Saban with an all-orchestra music score composed by Shuki Levy. The actual singer of the theme is Larry Leon, lead singer of the band Zeron, who is also responsible for singing the theme for the Mask animated show, also produced by Deke. In the United Kingdom, it was screened on Saturday mornings on Channel 4 and also on Sky Channel. In France, a French language version of the show existed, translated to Jayce and the Warriors of Light, and was broadcasted on French television beginning on September 9th of 1985. It premiered in the US in first-run syndication 7 days later. Nearly a decade later, it was rerun on USA's Cartoon Express block. Unlike He-Man and the Masters of the Universe toy line and television show, Mattel gave no backstories to the toys for the Lightning League and the Monster Minds and why they were doing battle, so the distinct characters, characteristics, and the universe they lived in were created by Deke and Straczynski to allow for a more structured story. Did you know? Jason and the Argonauts, Star Wars, and Mad Max are considered the strong influences behind the cartoon, and from the certain character designs and ideas, these influences are pretty obvious. Also, the voice actor for Herc Storm Sailor, Giles Guillotte, modeled the character's voice after actor Martin Kove, the Cobra Kai leader in the Karate Kid movies and various films of the 1980s. And it is pretty obvious that the character is based on Han Solo from the Star Wars films. Unlike various television cartoon shows that were based on a specific toy line and were very popular, Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors was considered a failure in both its action figure vehicles and cartoon show that it was cancelled without having a proper ending, which was to be explained in a feature film. According to J. Michael Straczynski, a movie had also been commissioned along with the series, following in the footsteps of other toy-based animated series such as Transformers and G.I. Joe. If the series had proven successful in toy sales, production would have began. Straczynski wrote the script, but due to the failure of the toy line, preparations for the movie was completely shelved. Had the movie been filmed, it would have provided a sense of closure for Jayce, with his Lightning League meeting the original Lightning League and being trained on the home world of the Guardians. He would be reunited with his father Aldrich, but according to Straczynski, Aldrich would have been killed by Sawboss as the Monster Minds began a final assault on the galaxy, and in a final battle, Jayce would reunite the Root and kill Sawboss, ending the Monster Mind threat forever. Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors was one of those interesting 80s cartoons that could have been one of the greats if given time to grow an audience. Usually overlooked compared to the likes of Thundercats, He-Man, She-Ra, Voltron, and many other good animated series of that time. Jayce was among J. Michael Straczynski's first major efforts at sci-fi storytelling and was a television series that was never really given a chance. It's an even bigger shame that it no longer airs on television and cannot be found anywhere on video except eBay or Amazon. Now yes, there was no secret that animated shows in the 1980s were 90% of the time geared towards just selling toys. Like it or not, the result was a slew of animated product on our television screens, some memorable, some not so much. Although Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors show was considered very disconnected from the actual toy line, that instead of using the cartoon to sell the toys, it was almost the opposite in that it was this toy line that promoted the cartoons. Some would say that this was an example of what happens when a product line becomes disconnected from its promotional strategy, in this case, a weekday afternoon animated show. J. Michael Straczynski has even admitted that his idea for the show was, and I quote, to hijack a dopey concept and make it into something more. Even with all this information, the weird thing is, I didn't mind. In fact, I found the show to be very enjoyable. This show was a great mix of sci-fi and fantasy. What more do you want in a show? A brilliant storyline with great characters, lots of action and adventure that featured new worlds filled with strange and interesting alien races throughout. Simply one of the better animated series to be produced in the 1980s. It's a shame that this show is not being rerun on Cartoon Network or even in worldwide syndication like it was in the 80s. A show with intriguing characters and beautiful animation, all of this not to be outdone by an equally powerful and rousing soundtrack, especially that opening theme. Even if each episode followed a bit close to formula, with at least 2 big battle scenes, the looming threat of Sawboss, and an ending that sees the heroes able to share a laugh. The writing is actually more advanced than the majority of the cartoons of the time, and that itself is something totally amazing. While the basis of this show boils down to good guys versus bad guys, you have to give this show credit on creativity. Unlike most other cartoons that had nearly self-contained story episodes, this one had a continuing story arc from beginning to end that kept us entertained each and every episode. And seriously, you cannot ignore how amazing that opening main theme of this show was. Something that cartoons of today don't have, a memorable theme that will last the test of time. Give it a shot and you might find yourself really enjoying it. And remember, when it comes to cartoons we grew up with, that to truly appreciate something you have to accept its strengths and its faults, no matter what they are, because when that happens you can appreciate how amazing it was and how amazing it continues to be. Thank you so much, and I'll definitely see you all next time.